All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our weekly call. Team set it off. What? It is almost the end of October. I don't know why I'm moving my head like this, but I'm excited. So if you are on the call live, thank you for being on the call live. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Comment below if you're watching the replay, because I always like to know who watches these things. So without further ado, let's get this party started. So we are going to talk about vital behavior. I don't even know what number this is anymore because I think they rearranged them. Either vital behavior number 1 or vital behavior number 2, but I think it's number 1. So according to the Carl Deichler scale. So be proof the products work. Okay, so I just want to cut right to the chase. So we're not going to cover recognition this week. I think we'll just do it monthly. I think that sounds fair. And when you sell a challenge pack, when you sign a coach, I think that it is your duty, obligation, and responsibility to celebrate yourself and share it with our group, and be proud. It's a big deal when you make strides, or maybe you do a scary post that makes you want to dry heave into a bag. Post that post that on our team page so we can comment and love on your posts and show you support, because that's the coolest thing that I've been really focusing on with this whole coaching thing, is just we have a community, so we should be utilizing it. Okay, so before we talk about the actual products, y'all know I'm going to lecture you a little bit. So this will just reaffirm the things you already know. And if you don't know, then now you'll know. But it all starts with you. This whole entire journey of coaching means absolutely nothing. And you give us all a bad name if you're trying to do this and you're not drinking Shakeology and you're not doing any of the programs and you're just going to the gym and doing whatever you want, freestyling it, and then being oh, okay, well, you guys can do Shakeology and 21 Day Fix. You're above it, because it may not bite you in the behind right this second. But I really believe 100% in being truthful, and I hope you do too, that it just, when you can speak authentically, right, and you lead with your fitness and you lead with your own health journey, that the rest will fall in place. So you don't have to be perfect by any means, but you have to be progressing. So I'm a great example of this, that I've had my bouts where I'll get really fit and then I'll get fat again, and then I'll get really fit and then I'll fall off. And now this is why it's so exciting to watch certain people, because for me right now, I am actually rewriting my own pattern and my own stories. And this is normally the time that I would be packing on the winter pounds, and I'm not. So I'm just trying to progress, and I'm just trying to be better than I was the day before. And if I have a whole month where I just kind of fall off, I just try to do my best and I share it and I move on from it. So transparency is good, and I hope that you realize that your coaching journey is the ultimate accountability tool. Non-freaking negotiable, and yes, I'm yelling, Shakeology Home Direct. Oh my gosh, if you have a back stock of Shakeology and you cancel your Shakeology Home Direct because you have 15 bags of it, what are you doing with the Shakeology? Are you drinking it every single day? Okay, and if you have too many bags, dude, start feeding it to people that you love. Start making treats, make peanut butter chocolate cups or chocolate peanut butter cups. Make Shakeology ice cream. You can make it a pie, you can make the energy balls, get creative, but use up your Shakeology or give out samples or something, because this is something that not only is a requirement to move your business forward, but it's just, it just doesn't make sense if you have all the Shakeology and then you only drink it maybe twice a week. Right now, me and Kelly, or doing the Ultimate Reset, and it's not recommended to drink Shakeology. Like, I mean, you can have it, but it's not, I mean, it just has too much protein for like what we're in the specific week that we're doing. So, you know, there will be certain circumstances where it's like that, okay? It's not black and white, but for the most part, if you're following a fitness program, like, and you're just living your day-to-day life, get your Shakeology in. Like, I will literally like shot it. Like, just shake it up in a shaker cup and just drink it, just so I know that I got my vitamins and my probiotics and all that good stuff. Which, by the way, next week, Kelly's going to be hosting the call, and she's going to be talking all about Shakeology. So you won't want to miss that, because I think knowledge is power, and the more you know about something, the more affirmed you will feel to practice it. Beachbody On Demand, non-negotiable as well. If you don't have an on-demand account, what are you doing with your life? Because everything's on there. Like, a gajillion fitness programs are on there, and I'm on there. I'm on a couple of challenge du jours. And there's a cooking show. There's a 3-week yoga retreat. There is the 20s, which I haven't watched any of them, which I should, because this next week we get to vote on the next super trainer for Beachbody. So the next person that's going to come out with our newest program. So that's kind of a big deal, right? It's just so convenient. It's so amazing. Excuse me. I'm burping up distilled water. It's such an underutilized tool that you can offer to your customers. But, you know, just like anything, if you've never experienced it yourself, then how can you give that option to somebody? Because y'all know that you can give 30 days free trial to your customers, or to people that you're talking to that have the price objection. Then you can still love on them and support them and let them build some trust and see what this is all about. And mind you too, it had asterisk. Can you tell I had half a serving of Shakeology? I'm like freaking buzzing right now. Asterisk about club members is that the residual from that, you guys, doesn't seem like much. It's like $15 for someone that's on Beachbody On Demand, but you times that, like, let's say you had 10 no's and you got them all on Beachbody On Demand, and they decided to keep it, and they were like, oh, I'm good with this. If you got 10 no's and those turned into 10 Beachbody On Demands, that would be $150. I'm just saying. So next thing, complete a freaking program. Be the example. Be the role model. If you haven't completed a program, oh my gosh, that's your first order of business. You need a before and after. And if you're currently finishing your first program, yes, share your progress, share as many photos as you can, share that internal dialogue, share the struggles, share the good stuff, share it all. And remember though, that not every program you will love. I can't even read my own sentence. I want you to remember that you're not going to love every program, because there's programs that I don't love, right? But just because you don't love it doesn't mean someone else won't. And same thing with those of you that just keep repeating a couple programs, or maybe you've only dove into a couple programs. Those aren't the only programs. I think it's very important to know what our catalog looks like so that you can give honest recommendations to the people that you're talking to the potential coaches, to your potential challengers. And 2 more things. So embrace your fat pictures. So if you're in the beginning stages, oh my gosh, you will love your fat pictures. I'm just saying. And I do quote unquote, because I feel like fat is like a bad word. But embrace your before photos. If you're not your ideal self right now, dude, take as many photos as you can. Like, you may not like it, like it makes you cringe, but you'll be thankful on Transformational Tuesdays and on Throwback Thursdays that you have those pictures as you start progressing. Another thing that I would like to point out about this is when you complete a program, I hope that you have checked out the Beachbody Challenge. And this is something that's important for your challengers to know as well, and coaches that you bring on, is that when you submit your before and afters and you tell a little bit about your journey, Beachbody will send you a free t-shirt, or if you did 22-minute hardcore, they send you a coin. And so they send you free swag, and then you get entered into the Beachbody Challenge where you could win $500 or more. And for those of you that end up going to Summit, you'll see that there's the Beachbody Challenge winner that ends up winning $100,000. So I would highly, highly suggest it, to submit your before and afters and get some free swag. So your action item is to find your before and afters. Maybe you've already done a program. If you've done a program, find your before and afters, make a collage of it. Just one picture, please. I've noticed that when you, sorry, there's a gnat. I've noticed when you have like 3 pictures, like when you have 6 pictures in a row, like Heather did this, and her before and afters were amazing, but because when you start cluttering it all together and it's not easy to see, it doesn't get as much traction in my opinion. So I would suggest just having a before and an after, okay? And no borders. So when you use your app that you do a before and after in, just turn down the border, like put it to 0. Trust me on this, trust me. Trust me, it looks better, okay? It looks better. And then don't edit it. Don't put any filters, just raw, unedited. These are your photos, and post them in the album that I made today. You may have seen it where I said Team Transformations and I put my hammer and chisel in there. And then I have a few others I can put in there. But put those in there. And so this is the thing. And when you put it in there, I would love it if you would tell us how you felt before, like in the before photo, and then how you felt after and what that program did for you. And so that way we have a collection of our own testimonials. And here's the thing. I mean, I would hope you don't feel weird about it, because when we share each other's journeys, that only builds our community. And I think this is my own fear, so I'm going to speak to it in case anybody else has it, where I feel a little bit bad sometimes about sharing someone else's before and after, because I feel like I'm trying to profit off of their hard work. So I'm gonna squash that fear of mine, and if anybody else has it, because it's more of a celebration. It's more of like, look at our team member, look at this person, isn't this incredible? And through their transformation, you know, we may be able to inspire somebody that you know, feels like it's real when they start to see other people. So I would, you know, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to take it up on that action item. And, you know, once it's in there, I think the golden rule will just be like, it's free for all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, someone can take your photo and share it as a Transformational Tuesday and just say, you know, you can tag people in it, of course. But I normally don't tag. And then I just tell a story like you're my friend, which you guys all are, right? So I'll be like, oh my gosh, you guys, check out my friend Kelly. She just finished her 21-day cleanse. She looks so amazing. And her journey, how she was feeling before, blah, 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 and how she feels after, blah, 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 blah. She used these simple step-by-step tools that I can help you with. You know, message me if you want more information or whatever. Okay? All right, let's get to the program recommendations. Oh, I'm so phlegmy right now. Interesting. So number 1 is, so I'm just going to kind of pound through these. So when we start someone off with a Beachbody program, I would say the baseline of fitness, in my opinion, you can fight me on this, but I'm wearing comfortable pants, so I do have good range of motion. If you've seen that meme before. I think the 21-day fix is just the best way to start. It's just a game changer. It feels like the first session when you start with a personal trainer, like, you know how most of them have like the same first session. I feel like the first program you should start with is the 21-day fix, because knowing about the portion containers, I mean, you talk to I'm going to open this up at the end, and I already have a feeling, you know, who's going to talk. Winky wink, Kelly. But I remember Kelly telling me her experience with the 21-day fix and being like somebody that has a background in nutrition, and her being like, I'm good. I lost 150 pounds on my own, but her keeping an open mind and using the portion containers and like chiseling out, it was amazing. Right. So I think that's the good baseline of fitness, because it covers all spectrums of your fitness. It's cardio, it's strength, it's yoga and Pilates, it's everything. And the 21 Day Fix Extreme is just something that for those of you that are doing the 21 Day Fix, dude, it just because it's not extreme doesn't mean it still isn't just like a freaking ass kicker. But what I'll do is, this is your judgment call. If someone's an avid like gym goer, or they already work out, or their level of fitness is already up here, then that's when I'll go to extreme. Or if they have something that they're like, if they do have a minimal baseline of fitness and they're like wanting to get like really, really chiseled in a short amount of time, then the 21 Day Fix Extreme is great. The difference between the two is that the 21 Day Fix Extreme has different meal plans. And obviously the workouts are like crazy, like plyo and weights, and it's just intense. But the biggest difference with the eating is that there's a countdown to competition plan where you're carb cycling, and that's the biggest game changer in my opinion. So that's the number one program. Like when you're giving people options of what to choose, 21 Day Fix should hands down always be one of the programs. The second thing that we're going to talk about is the dance program. So when someone says they really love to dance, or they don't really enjoy exercise, I feel like Size or Country Heat is such a great option for them. The difference between Size and Country Heat is that Size is, so they're both a month long, so that's the thing. But Size is longer than Country Heat. So some of the routines are like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and it's two different trainers. So Shaun T versus Autumn Calabrese. And in Size, you end up building a routine. So you're like learning eight counts to build a routine at the end. So it's really fun because it keeps you like mentally stimulated. And Shaun T's just bae, and the movements are like he explains them in a way where you're able to still do the moves. They're not like super, super easy, but they're really enjoyable, and it's really fun, and the time goes by very quickly, and then at the end you get to dance to like a hit song. And like my favorite is Lose Your Breath by Beyonce or Destiny's Child, one of the two groups. And so that's really, really fun. Country Heat is more of like it's like a intro to fitness. It's just because it's country music. So Size is hip hop. Country Heat is obviously country based. But for someone like me where I didn't like country, it was actually really fun. And so the movements are pretty easy to get. She does actually have a breakdown of the movements, and then you can do the workout. With Size, there's no breakdown. He just teaches you as you go. So with Country Heat, you can watch the move breakdowns, try them out, and then you do your workout. The workouts are generally 30 minutes or less. And they build on each other. So same thing with Size. I mean, all the dances kind of build on each other, and they get progressively, I guess, more intense. So Country Heat is really great if someone likes to dance, but maybe they have an injury or they need something lower impact. Size doesn't really offer any low impact, but you can make it work. So speaking of lower impact, let's talk about lower impact options. So if somebody, has something going on with their joints or whatever, these are the programs that are great to recommend for them. So number one is PiYo. PiYo has a modifier in it that uses a chair. It's a combination of yoga and Pilates. So it's not your mama's yoga. It's definitely intense. It'll make you sweat. It's body weight training. It's with Chalene Johnson, so she's very upbeat and bubbly. It is musicality based, so meaning she does things on the beat of the music. With the 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme, it's just background music. It doesn't matter. Like she's not going to the beat of the music. With Size and Country Heat, obviously you're going to the beat of the music. With PiYo, you're going to the beat of the music. And she tackles things like your buns, upper body, lower body, and then you'll have more of like a PiYo Live kind of flow where there's different sections with different focuses. So it's fantastic for someone that needs lower impact but doesn't want low intensity. Country Heat is another great low impact for someone that's just starting out with fitness, because it's fun and it's entertaining and it's something the whole family can do, and it's not bad on the joints because there's a modifier that doesn't jump or do any of that kind of stuff. And then other things that people can use as options: Tai Chang, which is based off of Tai Chi, and 3-week yoga retreat, which are, I asterisk them because they're both in Beachbody On Demand. So I wouldn't sell that as a challenge pack. It would just be like, I would refer them to Beachbody On Demand with a challenge pack, and they can use that. The 3-week yoga retreat is fantastic because it focuses on stretching. I think, in my opinion, some people think it's really hard. I guess for me, because I'm really conditioned, I don't sweat at all when I do it. It's just a nice release and it's a nice stretch. And the instructors in there are fantastic. Okay, boot camp and high intensity. So we have 22-minute hardcore, Insanity Max 30, Insanity, and all the P90Xs. So the 22-minute hardcore it has a cadence. He focuses on resistance and cardio, and it's very military boot camp style. Insanity Max 30 is 30 minutes. It's Shaun T. It's all body weight, so no equipment required. A 22-minute hardcore, you need equipment. You just need some dumbbells, and then if you have a pull-up bar, or you can make it work and have a resistance band. Insanity Max 30, it is 2 months long. So these programs are 2 months long. Oh, I forgot to say, PiYo is 2 months long. 22-minute hardcore, Insanity Max 30, and Insanity are all 60-day programs. Max 30 is, I feel like, if somebody wants to do Insanity, I would recommend them to do Max 30 because it's just more condensed and it's really good. But definitely if someone has any kind of injuries with their shoulders or their legs or their knees, not recommended. They are actually, just kidding. They have a modifier. So I eat my own words. So if you have somebody that needs like an intense, like whip your butt into shape kind of program, Max 30 is great. And they have a screen where you can just watch just the modifier. And so it's a lot of stuff that will build up your strength. And the idea behind Max 30 is that you try to reach your max time. So you try to go as long as you can before you have to take a break, before the designated breaks. And so when you get your workout calendar, people have to write out their max out time. And Insanity and P90X, I hope you know a little bit about that. Those are staples in the Beachbody family. But P90X is 90-day program. All of the P90Xs are. And it's all the whole shebang. So definitely, if you don't know anything about those, check them out. Short on time. Somebody's very, very busy and they work like 2 jobs and they still want to get healthy and fit, Focus T25 is amazing for that. It's only 25 minutes. It's Shaun T. It's a 60-day program, and you have 2 phases. There's an optional 3rd month as well, but you have alpha and gamma. Beta. No, alpha and beta. So you have 2 months of different focuses. The first month it's just body weight. The second month you incorporate a little bit of weights into it, but it kind of goes with the music. He teaches you musicality. Everyone's kind of going at the same pace. So it's a really great program. You think 25 minutes, it wouldn't do much, and it really just whoops you. And then there's also 10-minute trainer, which is on Beachbody On Demand from Mr. Tony Horton. So if somebody really has not even 22 minutes, then they can do the 10-minute trainer. Somebody that likes weight training or maybe wants to gain weight, Hammer and Chisel, that is on Beachbody On Demand as well, Body Beast, and Chalene Extreme. So Hammer and Chisel is a 60-day program. Body Beast, I think, is a 90. I'm not quite sure. That's bad on me. I know Kelly can tell me that. And then Chalene Extreme is a 90-day program. Hammer and Chisel is great. It has Autumn Calabrese and Sagi together, and they both give you different varieties. Like Autumn is a chisel, so you'll sweat more, and it's more like higher reps. Hammer, he's more methodical. It's more about strength, and so they both bring their expertise into it, because Sagi used to be a bodybuilder and Autumn Calabrese was a bikini competitor. So they both bring their mindsets into it. And I freaking love that program. It was great. But you do need equipment. You need like a bench. You need like a pull-up bar, but I jerry-rigged mine, and I just used a coffee table and a step stool, and I made it work. A Body Beast, I know you need like a bench for that. You need a lot of weights. Kelly could probably tell us a little bit about Body Beast if you're curious, but that's as much as I know. And then Chalene Extreme is my very first program, and it's so amazing. It's lower reps, higher weights, and she has 3 different phases, and you just learn how to lift with a purpose, and it will completely shrink your body. I mean, in fact, most of us probably need to lift more weights, especially us women. And then the last one is kickboxing. So obviously Core de Force, the program that's coming out at the end of this month. Turbo Fire and Turbo Jam. So Core de Force is more of MMA. If you did the sneak peek, there's another one coming up on the 24th. So it incorporates different rounds, and it's more like you're fighting somebody, right? So it's more serious, and you increase your intensity, and it has Joel and Jericho as the trainers. Turbo Fire and Turbo Jam are Chalene Johnson. That's my bae. So that's more of like a, hey, have a party, girl. It's kind of like dancing and like kickboxing and taekwondo. And it's choreographed to music. It's really, really fun. Turbo Jam is like the first version of it. I always recommend everyone to do Turbo Fire, because they have an intro to the class, and people can learn the moves before they do the actual class. So, sorry, I'm talking really fast because I want to get through this. So those are a little bit about the programs. Hopefully you have some familiarity with them. Otherwise, I hope this gave you some insights, because this is me of 7 years of just knowing these programs, so I can easily recommend something to somebody when they tell me what they like and what they don't like. So hopefully this will help brighten your horizons. And remember, Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack is always a good idea. Oh, snap. Whoops. Hold on. Where'd you go? Where you go? Okay. Let's go to the, hold on. Okay. Supplements. Okay, so the performance line. So this one is really, really great. I think I'll be interested to know how many of you actually use this, but I think that it's probably the most underutilized thing for those of you that are working out really intensely. Energize is the pre-workout. Hydrate is the during workout. Recover is your post-workout with BCAAs. And recharge is your overnight. And creatine, I'm sure I spelled that wrong, sorry. It's for people that really want to build volume. They want to build muscle. They want to bulk up. So you can buy these individually. You can buy them as a pack. You can buy 2 of them together. I think Energize and Recover you can buy in a bundle. But this is great if you have people, or even yourself, like you get really, really, really sore. Like sore to the point that you can't walk. Like I know we joke about it and it's funny and it's like, the day after leg day, I can't walk. But if you like are seriously like that sore, you should be drinking Recover. Like you should just be drinking Recover. It comes in chocolate or in orange, but you need to be drinking Recover. Because when you lift heavy, when you do a really intense workout where you're breaking down your muscle, this will just help you be able to shorten the recovery time. Recharge is for those of you that do like multiple activities. So for those of you that like to run, for those of you that teach classes, for those of you that do like triple like workouts or double workouts, recharge is great because it's, and for those of you that like you maybe need to shut it down at nighttime, like you need to shut her down because you're gonna like eat everything in your house. It's just a nice like 100-calorie like little treat where you can drink it right before bed. You drink it an hour before you go to sleep, and so that helps even further repair your body. Hydrate is great if you feel yourself hitting a wall during your workouts. You know, I don't always drink Hydrate, but I drink Hydrate when I did the 21-day fix extreme, and it was like the second week and I was just like struggling. I would drink that to get me through my workouts. It was almost like my second wind. It was like a healthy Gatorade. Energize, I think everyone's tried Energize, but if you haven't, oh my gosh, it is amazing. It'll make you tingle a little bit, but not super crazy. Everything's natural in it, so it tastes really good, and it'll just give you that boost on those days that you don't want to work out. So for my peoples that got to work out at like 5 a.m. in the morning, this is what got me out of bed. Like a pre-workout got me out of bed. So definitely look into the Performance line. You can even get a sample pack to try them out. You can get a 10-pack of Energize or a 10-pack of Hydrate. Highly recommend it. The 3-day refresh. So the 3-day refresh is a little mini cleanse that I highly recommend that you order like right this instant if you haven't tried it before, because we are about to enter. We're about to enter the holidays, not the Twilight Zone. Maybe that too. But we're about to enter the holidays, and this is such a great thing after Thanksgiving, after Halloween, or right before you're about to start another program. Maybe you went to a wedding. Maybe you had, maybe you've fallen off track and you just need to cut out your sugar cravings. This is fantastic. It includes a potato protein powder. You drink a Shakeology in the morning, and you just eat vegetables, and you eat fruits. And I'm trying to think if you eat any grains. No, you don't eat any grains. So you're just eating vegetables and fruits for about 3 days. And it'll help you like set your mind right. I think if you've never done it before, you should do it. You should do it, because this is the most underutilized tool I think all of us don't take advantage of, is the 3-day refresh. Because number one, it's a quick win. Like people, like, come on now. Why do you think people quit and lose faith in fitness programs? Because they don't think they're losing weight fast enough. And so this will give people that opportunity to drop like a couple pounds and feel good about like entering in to their program, or it'll make them feel good to get back on track. And then the last thing, Shakeology Boost. There's one with digestive health. If you're feeling backed up, you put that in your Shakeology. It mixes in very well. Power Greens, if you're not eating enough vegetables, that's always a great boost. This is really great for those of you that go and travel, or you're away from your house and you really don't have a lot of options. It just ensures that you get the nutrients your body needs. And then Focused Energy is for those of you that just want something natural, that you want to add a little boost to your Shakeology, more so than it already has. And I've heard that's like a cocoa base, so that one's particularly designed for like the chocolate Shakeologies. Okay, last thing. I won't talk too much about this, but I'm super excited that there's some of you on the team that are going to start the Ultimate Reset. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. This program is designed for people that can't work out, or maybe they've beaten their body into the ground because they've worked out too much and they have injuries. This is for people that they just feel bogged down. They're so freaking tired. They're so dependent on energy drinks and coffees. They are in a plateau. They can't lose any more weight. this is for people that want to develop a new relationship with food. This is someone that just wants to hit the reset button. Do you remember the old video game systems that used to have the reset button? Like this is what it's designed for. So it's designed to help you get to your factory settings, have more energy, better digestion. So if people are like constipated or they have killer headaches, really good for that. It helps your body function more efficiently. It helps you lose weight, although that's not the focus. And it helps you improve your overall internal health. What it is not, it's not a starvation diet. You get to eat, as you've seen if you've been following my journey and Kelly's journey. It's not an abrupt cleanse that's hard on the body. Like, it's not trying to stimulate you. It's not trying to force things out. So that's why you'll see certain people, if you go in these groups, certain people release a lot faster and lose weight faster than others, because it's not designed to push it out. It's not designed to be that skinny tea detox where you're just like drinking laxatives, right? It's supposed to be gentle on your insides. Oh, and I just kind of went through that too, where you won't be running to the bathroom every hour. Except, I kind of disagree. What about you, Kelly? You'll be drinking a lot more water than you're probably used to, and you'll be peeing every hour. Anyways, all right. Oh my God, oh man, I talked too long. Well, we have less than a minute. Damn it. But hopefully this was eye-opening and helpful. Please start a discussion and team set it off if you have other things to say about particular programs you've done. Really, please, please, please share your results, share like programs you've been doing, and